You got it. Okay, I got 8 o'clock, and we start with the prayer. But this morning, I would like everybody just to reflect in their mind and pray to whoever you pray to, and we'll take a moment of silence. Amen. Okay, thank you, allegiance. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We need her one corner on.
I don't care what it's on. Did everybody get the minutes? Take a minute to review the minutes of last meeting. Are there any additions or subtractions or anything else on the minute? Not hearing any, I'll take a motion to approve the minutes.
Chairman, that's something that I'll make a motion that we relax the agenda.
Do I hear a second? Second. All in favor? Signature by hand. All opposed? Okay. Minutes. No disapproval, approve. I will entertain a motion to approve.
All for
Second. Kendall, motion, and Carl, second. All opposed? Here none, we will move to the financials. Should have already got the financials in the email. I know Tammy's still out. We do have one that's our responsibility that is still running woefully behind. I will send out another letter, and we got at some point we got to make a correction somewhere on that. So I'll bring that up at a later meeting.
I'm curious, for the sake of this meeting, when you sent out the letter, just what was there a rebuttal or response? Or?
They sent in a check, but it's a small check, but it's something they agreed upon. The amount was agreed upon, but it was like 5 months behind.
Okay.
But so when we sent the letter, we got a check. So if we sent another letter, maybe we get another $1,800 check.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I had called and spoke with the individual, and they were going to catch it up, and that was most of the response for sending I believe it was $1,800, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That was since before the last meeting that we had.
That was sent before the last meeting we had.
And which they owe how much, Walter?
It would be on your 1376.
Okay. Okay.
And it's not that it's a bad loan by any means. As far as the assets outweigh the amount that he's loaned. So, but there have been several people I think that's approaching to buy, and right now he's just not.
All right.
So, without any other objections or anything to the financials, any more discussion? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second. Ms. Phillips, second. All opposed? Not seeing or hearing any, we will move on. I failed to make sure we got a quorum. But anyway, Melvin Harper.
Present.
Karen Phillips. Lamar Moses.
Present.
Carl Hutchison.
Present.
Paul McIntyre.
Present.
Walter Hudson's here. Kendall Edwards.
Present.
Rodney Miller. Randy Crenshaw.
Present.
Okay. Susan Driscoll,
Okay,
progress report.
my report's real quick. We're in the search committee is still interviewing candidates, so there's no recommendation at this time.
No recommendation.
No recommendation at this time. I've been working with the South Georgia Tourism Group, and they're going to be at Chicago this month featuring South Georgia Tourism. Osceola is being featured in 2 of the 7 itineraries they created, and a number of our local restaurants and bed and breakfasts are going to be featured. I do have a request for this. They're calling themselves the South Georgia Collective. It's with the Community Affairs Group, and they're asking for a $200 annual membership. I think that would be very worth our while. I think what we're going to get from this work is way beyond $200 on an annual basis. So I'd like to ask that the industrial board approve for the $200 membership.
Yeah, for a motion to approve. Do I hear a motion to approve the $200?
I second.
Randy and Carl. Randy made the motion, Carl second. All opposed? Not hearing any. Move on.
Okay, on the industrial park, I've got Scott Purvis, who's economic development for Georgia Power. He's going to help us do some vetting work on the potential properties that we're looking at. So we'll be working on that a lot through June and July, along with the Valdosta State Rural Economic Development Group, Tony and Card to Keep, see if we can progress that. The other reports are in the written report, so that's all I have for this month.
Is there any additional information on the old school, other than what we just?
Yeah, just we're working to come up with a term sheet
Okay.
that works
Yeah,
that we
we-
can have reviewed, right?
Yeah, so we had a meeting set up, and then Carter's attorney's part passed away.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
And he's,
Okay.
that was Bud Reed, he was also the county commissioner.
Yeah.
And so, that.
Slowed us down a little bit. Okay. But we will be getting a paying attention to that in June and July.
So that school is deeded over to the development authority, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's the process that we consider is to do exactly that, you know, have, as the county deed to the development authority, and then the development authority actually have the contractual relationship with this party.
Okay, so the process is wait on Carl to execute the documentation.
What industrial authority would have to request the county at some point?
Well, exactly. And so the idea was when we had the steps put together, A, B, C, D, E, and F, then we could be able to present that both to the county and to the development authority, and then, you know, just we work the to-do list.
Yeah, I don't think the industrial authority wants to have ownership of it for that the county keep doing a little bit of maintenance.
I was just going I was looking at the insurance just to see.
I understand.
Hey, I'm trying to save some money here, Walter.
We
He's
put
like,
an asterisk right there on that.
I got
See,
it.
okay.
Well, Ms. Phillips had a question. She raised her hand. Okay. And I have on Susan on the no recommendation. I know that you had stated that end of June would be your last on your contract. We would not review for July. Are we going to review till y'all
No,
bring a recommendation? Or
Yeah, what I had said previously is that I was hoping to have this person by June so I could work in July to help them transition. Being that we're a little delayed on the process, I mean, I'm open as long as you guys are open to get the transition in place and appropriate. So, you know, let's work through June, July, and, you know, if we want to cancel right after that, we can.
So it could be a little longer than
I can work with you as you need me.
you'll be patient.
I will be patient. I want to make sure that our momentum continues and we don't lose a step. But it's up to the will of the board.
do we need a motion on that to continue the? I think we had talked about it in past meetings that ended in June. But, I don't see why we wouldn't extend the committee's work, because they have been working very diligently interviewing candidates and so forth. So unless I hear some type of dissent with this, you be the call. You know, whenever you make recommendation, then we'll go into executive session, so there's no reason to go into executive session for that.
Mr. Chairman, can I back up, can we back up to, the financials?
Most certainly.
Just for a second, I had a question for the attorney. Is there anything that we can do going forward to prevent this situation that we got going on right now?
Well,
I mean, like, just say, I mean, new customers.
I mean, it's creditworthiness is no different than a bank. So, and it doesn't matter, any bank in town has this exact same issue on the books. So, you just gotta evaluate each opportunity.
But there's nothing we can put in place as far as policy wise to prevent that? No kind of,
You can set up certain guidelines, which take a little consideration against which you can use to evaluate what the potential opportunities are, what the potential risks are, and that can be done.
and I mean, some kind of agreement, something in place. I mean, that's,
I'm sure
I'm saying is that's a lot of money.
Well, we can proceed with the foreclosure.
Yeah,
The industrial authority's job, or the way I see the industrial authority's job, is to create business, to really help those businesses, even if they struggle. And
Yeah,
even if
I got
sometimes we have to redo the monthly payments, lower, we're in a good situation on that particular loan. Is the property well worth more money than what he owes?
Okay.
But he.
Well, I didn't know. That's why I
Yeah,
was
well, I
saying.
know that. And he just needs to, move forward with more payments. And he can. I mean, there's no reason not to. So that's why we sent the letter to alert him. And then we're gonna send another letter. And then probably if we don't get a little more response, then we can turn it to the attorney to start some type of other. Because usually when you get an attorney letter.
Well, I didn't get hung up on it. I was just.
Well, no, like I said, it's no different than the bank. We're the bank in this situation. I mean, so I don't know that there's enough you can do. You got to be somewhat diligent. If we go to a 90-day policy on a defaulted note or something like that, but you got to be somewhat patient with.
Well, I didn't know how that works. So that's why I was just.
It's in our best interest that it works for
He
him.
still owes it regardless.
but I will say it's common in all counties.
Yeah, we don't want to get it.
There are gonna be businesses that you take a chance on and they default, but then the property is the collateral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that answers my question. So we do got.
Yeah.
I mean, we're covered regardless.
And just FYI too, if you look at the side 1345, you got IA. That's us. That's our loan. The rest of the RFs, those are not our loans. So those are a group of people. We still manage them because they don't have the secretary or whatever. But they're not our loan. All right, did that ask and answer? We'll move on.
Well, one other question. So I had never checked that parcel. So since that is a loan, is that parcel under the development authority or is it in the property owner? Would it be in the development authority?
I don't think I brought the note, but yes, it is in the industrial authority.
Okay.
And if it's different, I will alert.
No, I know that
Because
means
we are first on that. Yeah. I mean, I got the note because I got it from Tammy before I started doing any diligence on, pursuing it. And that is ours.
And help me, so the development authority, if it's in their name, the parcel is, so are they excluded from paying city or county taxes because of that? How's that work?
I'm just saying the owner pays the taxes.
Okay,
I mean, we're not the owner of the property. It's just like Kendall said, we're just a bank.
deed holder,
That's right.
We have security.
Right.
got it. I'm good.
Okay.
That's something we had to learn from the city. We had to make sure that how can I say, the value of what it was borrowed, it put in place equal up to pretty much what they borrowed. And because when they were borrowing on, they got caught all the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
But on this particular loan, we're talking about probably a 10-to-1. He's got 10 more assets than the one. The property worth is that value.
There's no
So
doubt.
we're in a good situation. If he decides not to pay, that would be good. I mean, not bad for him because we want the business, but it's good for us that we're not going to lose the money for the taxpayer. Because we're responsible for the taxpayer.
That answered my question. I was just
Yeah, you want to make sure you have collateral.
Yeah. I was just making sure if we didn't have something in
Yeah.
place, you
We
know,
do
to
in
have
the
some
future,
kind of collateral, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Number 6, no reason to adjourn, and go into executive session. We were gonna talk about the, economic director. We were going to also talk about the industrial tract of land. Not enough work has been done. We've identified, 2 parcels, and, I think that what I would like to do is I'd like to meet with each one of them, get pricing, bring you all the track numbers and so forth. Then we can go into executive session and have a discussion. Currently this morning, we don't have that. They were a little hesitant to, give us any numbers. And so if you look at what we paid, and it's on record, what we paid for the last property was somewhere around $9,000, I believe, because it was an emergency for Rockport to expand their trailer storage. So with that said, yes, ma'am.
Since we don't have a recommendation on the economic development director, do we have a timeline? It won't be in July, and so.
Yeah.
Surely by August we'll have it.
Yeah, definitely by August.
And then what,
and
would
go
you
ahead.
explain kind of what happened about, that it was in the DCI or something, where it was posted at?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're still working through the process. We've got some really good candidates. We need to properly vet them out. We are hoping to maybe have a recommendation in the next few weeks. Depending on the situation, we may request that we have a call meeting
Okay.
to make the decision. We'll see where it is with the person and where the committee wants to go. So our goal is definitely, though, to have a recommendation at the August meeting at the latest.
Thank you.
And we, on number 11, down to number 11, we've already voted to relax the dust board agenda. On number 12, we don't have an economic director recommendation, so we move on from there. And I've got something I want to bring up right here. We have an ethics complaint that was brought by concerned citizens. I sent it to our attorney, Tony and Nick. Nick responded, and basically he said that, let's see, I'm not going to read the whole thing unless the board would like for me to read it, but it says, substantially, I do not believe the behavior, even as alleged, rises to the level of an ethics violation and gives causes for removal. Then I was contacted by the individual, and the state has opened up cause of, I hope I get this right, because the Citizens Concerned Group asked the state to investigate. So they have sent the individual a notice to respond. And I think he asked our attorney if our attorney would represent him. Did you get that?
I got that.
Okay.
And I directed him to another attorney.
Okay. So the industrial authority is not responsible for,
The question is, so at the time I made that referral, I don't know enough really to know whether that would be considered something wise out of his membership, if you will, or that was something outside of